Live happening right now.
Live action.
Flight test.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Hello.
birthday, Stefan.
Stefan
Thank
is
you,
birthday.
sir.
How old are you now?
35.
35 years old.
35
Yes.
years old.
Did I hear correctly through the Slacker Lackers that you have a birthday twin?
I do. So,
Oh, yeah.
no joke. I'm sure he'll pop on today. But Steven Rosema, a.k.a. Rasterize, and I share a birthday.
Two of the coolest people you'll ever meet are born on the same day.
Boom. And I'm not
Boom,
sure if this gets, but
shakalaka-laka.
I didn't know this, but your niece,
Yeah.
her boo,
Yeah.
also had a
Yes.
birthday today. Or was yesterday or today?
Yesterday, yep.
Oh, yesterday.
And,
Nice.
and your sister's birthday is
My
tomorrow.
sister's birthday is tomorrow. So
Hey,
they're
There's
all
a
over
lot
the
of
place.
birthday and
There's
cool
a lot of
people
birthday
going on.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of a lot of stuff going on, Stefan, did you put a post out that we're going to be on this channel?
I put a community post out on our
Because,
YouTube channel.
Flight Test Life has 0, which
That's
is
not true.
I'm looking at it. It says 0.
It says 0 right now, but that's not going to be the case. At
but
the
it's
end of this.
it is the case.
That's because people can't find that channel.
No,
We
but
had
it's
10
the
last
case,
time.
right?
Yeah.
You know, it is
Oh,
funny.
there's one.
I did have a lot of difficulty
Okay.
finding Flight Test Life. Why is that?
Because I don't know. Because Stefan hid it.
I did not hide it.
You did.
So,
You're the one that made it.
Essentially, because it's such a new channel and it only has one video, and so like not a lot of traffic happens there. When you type that in, you have to search that specific
You gotta
thing, and then you
filter.
have to filter through the channel, and then it'll pop up
Cool.
in the first or second page. So
Or
First
the
or second
third.
page.
Yeah.
usually, but if you've searched it once or twice, it will pop up to the top.
Can
Yeah, we gotta
drop
get it.
Can we drop a direct link here so
Yes, I
people know
can.
where they?
Yes, I can.
Well, I mean, if they're here already,
But not from Flight Test Life. Maybe they want to see all the new video content.
is there a bunch of video content there?
There will be.
There will be.
So,
Oh,
so
Speaking in the
friends,
future
yeah,
tense.
we're adding. We've added one more channel to the YouTube arsenal, and that's Flight Test Life, and that takes a
Boom.
note off of the great things that John Overstreet's doing, but also there's so much content that goes on that we want to share, but we can't fit it in. And even with our new video format, which is giving us a lot more freedom,
Mhm.
there's just still some really, really cool things behind the scenes, etc. So Flight Test Life was created for that reason,
Yeah.
and we'll be leveraging that hard in the near future. So please hit that subscribe bell, and I think that's where also a lot of our lives are going to come from, right?
Yeah, we're gonna that and FTCA, which is also hey, if you're on the FTCA, which is 18 people, which is
Nice.
yes.
awesome. That's also hit the subscribe. Let's get these numbers up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It works out good.
Indubitably.
Let's see how our friends are doing that are tuning in here.
Well, let's talk about what's going on outside. Well, I should say not outside, but
Big
like
things.
in the other room. I'm gonna try to put a picture up here.
Okay, there's two really cool things going on outside. Number one is the 20-foot B-17 really got its wings, like suspended, attached, whatever you want to call it, today.
Yeah.
Were you prepared for the size of that? Because I wasn't.
No, I mean, that thing is just like massive.
Laying it out in pieces on the ground is cool, but seeing it all like together
man.
and in place
Yeah.
was a whole nother picture. Because we were having a hard time believing this thing was going to feel bigger than the Meglacy, which is ridiculous.
Oh,
It does. It really, really does.
Yes.
And the spars, by the way, thank you everyone with the feedback. I would have flunked, is it physics?
Sure.
Because I was totally, I don't know where my brain was with talking about how the weights are exponentially greater. No, they're not. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And you guys let me know it.
They always do, right?
But there's also a really cool thing that we missed when we were glassing it, and that was the cap strips. And we did take that advice, and it just way, way stronger, which is cool.
That's awesome.
But let me turn
Yeah.
off this potential spam on my phone here.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get.
I got a picture. Do you want me to Slack it to you?
No. What I'm going to try to do is there's a way in which I can get this StreamYard up on my phone, and I can just walk out there, right?
Oh, really?
You can.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure it out. Like so,
Okay.
so you guys keep talking, and I'll.
Okay.
I mean, because
Cool.
the most noble thing to do would be the guy who already has it figured out on his phone would say, "Hey, that's
Yeah.
all right. Let me go do it."
Well, the sad thing is the wings are off now because he's cutting the Bombay in.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to do it.
Let me send you the picture. so
Here,
you can
I'll
share
just
the
do that
picture.
right now, Jay Bix.
Oh, okay.
You got the
You
pictures?
got the picture?
No,
I'll send
he
it
can
to
get
the. I'll airdrop to this.
There we go.
Yeah, you're going to have to make it into a PDF because if you don't, it won't come up.
Oh, really?
Everything has to be a PDF.
There's
It's interesting why it has to be a
Oh.
PDF, but
Stefan needs goldfish for his birthday.
this is
You
what
just-
happened
You just cannot let that picture go.
ever.
Let
That was
my
a
picture
sad
go.
day.
You should see my phone when you call. I've cut out that face, and that's the face that shows up on my phone.
Oh my god! By the way, that
man.
wing is still back together now.
Well,
It
good.
flies awesome. We need to make a pattern for that wing.
You should.
Put that.
I know a guy.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a true statement.
Eventful week. Our friend Wes is also doing something really cool with the Stemlin.
Yeah, the Stemlin. So what is the Stemlin?
Stemlin is basically a Delrin version of is it the Shield?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Delrin version of the Shield. We are sending a big order of these off to a really cool program that's going to happen this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he's just finishing off the final tweaks, making sure everything's perfect before
Yeah.
we package it up and send it. But it's just really cool to see Gremlins coming back into the limelight again, but also with a stem twist.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Gremlin and Stemlin, I think, are really cool.
Yeah, I've actually got my Gremlin here that I'm
So
learning again how to fly.
I've been razzing you, but I've also been insanely impressed, dude. Your skills with the quads and the Gremlin specifically. Every time I see you fly, you're getting better.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, from rock bottom to
No,
a little
no,
bit
no, no,
above,
no.
that's not hard.
Oh,
If you
man.
guys remember last time we talked, I
Yeah.
was accusing Lee of rage flying,
Mhm.
and he totally blew us all away because it was windy, it was gross, and he just brought this thing right through the windows and parked it, beautifully
On the B-17.
on the B-17 wing, and he's been flying ever since and just doing a fantastic job. And I mean, I miss you. You don't realize how much you miss a certain aspect of flying until you see your buddy doing it,
Yeah.
and then you
Yep.
realize, man, the Gremlins, that's where they're at,
Yeah.
and the whoops too.
The whoops and the Gremlins, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get our tiny whoops in.
Yes.
I did get 3 batteries in on my whoop last night before I busted a prop. So I
Very
mean,
good.
I think that's good.
That's
Hey, I'm going to adjust this camera. real quick.
Okay, no problem. What is this? I don't know how to highlight things, but what is this thing with Ben Harbor?
What is that? What is the right here? What is
Ah,
the
there
what
it
is the
is.
timing on the STEM FT Whoop package? Did I say?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have an answer for that stuff?
So we're hopefully it might be today. Have a call with Jesse Perkins to discuss timing.
Mhm.
If not, it'll happen tomorrow morning.
How's that?
Perfect.
That's beautiful. Hello, everybody. And so we will hopefully get a lot more information then.
Cool.
The plan is to have it happening here in March.
Well,
We would like that to be the
wow.
case. It all depends on, the shipment time. Some of the things
Yeah.
are coming from U.S. vendors. Some things are coming from Chinese vendors. So like, it just all depends on how heavy and how quickly you can ship them, how much shipping, all
Right.
that, as we know,
Yeah.
the logistics of all that. So we're hoping March, and then we're going to have or maybe beginning of April, we're going to have a actual Whoop race
Yeah.
event here at Edgewater with Jesse and all that kind of stuff. So that is when we would like to be able to launch all that and have
Yeah,
that be a whole thing.
the setback is that Jesse's actually putting a special tune on the
Mhm.
board and everything, so he had to send out. And then we hit the Chinese New Year, like you said, and that's always an unfortunate thing.
But,
Right.
but the neat thing is with this, you'll get a high performance whoop, and
Mhm.
you'll have a Radio Master. Is it the T8?
So the T8
Light.
Lite.
The T8 Lite.
Mhm.
So yeah, the Radio Master T8 Lite and a set of goggles, all sub $200,
Yeah,
and
that's just amazing.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And this is not like an Inductrix whoop. This
No.
is a high performance whoop. If you're entry level, there'll be, I guess what they're going to do is on one switch, you'll have like a tune that'll, give you a little bit more of a docile experience. And then when you click it back, you're stepping up in levels. So
Mhm.
in the classroom, people will be able to learn how to fly them, but they're not going to be learning to fly these slugs
Right.
or a toy grade experience. It'll be something that immediately they can pivot into straight up, racing.
Correct.
And just having fun and exploring. So
Correct.
personally, I'm so excited and ready to start seeing humans here at Edgewater again. I cannot wait for this whoop race.
Oh man, it's gonna
gonna
be
be
awesome. I was a little excited today. I looked out my window and I seen a couple golfers.
Yeah, I wanted to hug them and then tell them,
Crazy.
"Don't red up my golf course."
I know,
It's
right?
like, that's
I-
awesome. You're here. Don't go through any puddles or soft areas.
Right. Well, there was one that came out, or 2 guys that came out last week when it was still really mushy.
Yeah.
And Diane had to say, "Nah, not today."
Yeah. Don't do it.
So, Steven Rosema thinks that I have rage issues or something. What are you talking about, man?
Oh man.
I kill you. He's a very cuddly man.
I'm just a teddy bear.
Yes, it's 100% the case.
But you know, something else got over the finish line today. I'm excited about is the Nano Flurkin is finally ready to be manufactured.
Yeah, I mean that's an awesome thing. I gave Steven here is also the birthday boy, and I gave the other birthday boy a bunch of stuff. Which reminds me, I need the specs.
Oh yeah, okay, definitely.
So Steven, you heard me.
You heard me, yeah. So I am going to add something that you're going to like. I'm going to put 2 little dots on the balance point, the little gussets.
Nice.
So that way it'll be even easier to find it out. That way in the specs, it'll just be like find the dots, put your finger on the dots, bounce from there.
Oh, we like that.
I was trying to pull a measurement, like what is the leading edge? Is it the part that's, kind of kicked one direction or the other? And I was like, okay, no. Dots it is. So, but the Nano Flurkin, this is really cool. We took it to an indoor fun fly at the Kent State Fieldhouse, and we flew it, and we crashed a lot of them. And it was probably one of the best, most sad experiences because they flew great, but when they took a hard hit, they broke easy.
Yeah, they survived the Bixler, but they did not survive the Kackner.
And and that's a good thing. And a couple other people, I think, hit some girders and stuff too.
Yeah, I think Wes demolished his too.
Yeah, and David, I think, was paying past the transmitter, and his met a demise. Yeah. Long story short, there was a spot. Hey, can you reach behind me?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we have video.
They were lurking.
I know.
Look how
don't they look like two little babies and their mama?
Oh, dang.
Right there.
Just wait till we do
sorry, Steph. I didn't realize it was going to be that hard. Yeah. So
I can't wait till we do what are we going to call the Megla Flurkin?
Well, it's going to be the twin boom, so I think it'll be the Boomin Flurkin XL.
Boomin Flurkin.
How about
the Mega Boom?
The Mega Boom. The Mega Boom. The Mega Boom.
Mega Boom Flurkin.
Mega Boom Flurkin.
MBF.
It's better. I'm glad there's a B in between there. Yeah. We're good.
All right. So long story short,
here I'll hold
this is the Flurkin, and you can see we have so much room for activities.
You can see it if you are on video, but if you're listening, just imagine the coolest aircraft in the world.
We love the Flurkin almost a little too much now. We have a killer latch. I think I'm more proud of the latch than I am the airplane because the whole art of the click.
Josh loves the click.
Has to click.
And I love the click.
I didn't get the Nano Flurkin file yet, Josh. Well, that's because the plans aren't going to be released till when?
Oh, yeah. The plans aren't coming out till at least April.
I literally, boom. Dan, thank you, by the way, also for the Scout XL plans.
Those things. Did you see the picture of him with the?
I love it. Man,
I think it's huge.
We're going to kit that too. It has to be. Oh, my golly. It's sweet. It's in big floats.
And some,
Yeah.
David Jester has a good name. The Flurkin Max.
Flurkin Max. Hey, David, but you spelled Flurkin wrong. There's 2 E's, not an I. There's no I in Flurkin.
There is a we, though.
There's a we.
Long story short, I'm going to hold this up to the camera. What was happening was whenever this wing would hit, it would tear right from here and then just rip off the wing. And it was really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah, no bueno.
And I was like, this can't be a Fabergé egg. We figured it out. In the build video, what's going to happen is there's a piece of tape running down this way, and it wraps around the gusset and marries this whole piece. And then also where we glue it in, we focus in some different areas. It is ridiculously strong now. I'm so excited.
How strong?
Well, we're going to deliberately crash the one just to see what it takes to kill it.
Did that hurt saying that?
Yeah, because I want this one. I mean, we keep building them, and I don't have one to just take out and fly and have fun, and I want to do that with this one.
Okay.
But anyway, what it did is it now that these pieces are all married, the fuselage, the main body, the little gusset, and this, it puts a radius here, and it's strong. It's strong. Yeah. I'm really excited. And then also, we were constantly ripping our fins. And we addressed that. So
ripping our fins off.
Ripping our fins off.
So,
fins off.
So those two things have been addressed, and I love the fact that we can have like a pass the transmitter moment with a new release,
right?
Because the amount of people we were engaging at that event, but also what we learned. You said it perfectly. Like it didn't break under Bixler, but I'm not crashing it like maybe a new pilot would, or a nervous pilot would, or someone that would hit a girder would. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other person.
You liar.
So,
that's all right.
But no, and that was awesome. So I think we need to. All that being said, I think what we need to do is when we go to come out with a new release, we need to have it line up with some kind of event if it's during warm season or when we can do it and play
Mhm.
past the transmitter before it goes out, because I learned so much and now I'm even more confident it's going to be a great experience.
Well, and
Yeah,
I think that
it's huge.
the best way to do that would be to let people know what's coming out,
Yeah.
what we're working on, and if they want to be a part of the whole process and everything, to come to Edgewater.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, come out. I
around.
mean, on a Thursday or a Friday, and fly.
And the Tudor was a great example of that.
Mhm.
Oh, look, your wife's wishing you happy birthday.
Hello, babe.
Aw.
Thank you for the very nice birthday wishes.
Oh,
My kids
Mhm.
also had those birthday wishes this morning. It's very nice.
love
Thanks,
it.
babe.
I love it.
You guys
Hey,
are great.
Share the story of your son, and you know, obviously, you guys can, if you're watching live, you see that Stefan has shaved his beard. I think this is the
Yes.
most adorable
Oh,
thing.
so-
Do you mind me telling?
No problem.
Okay.
So yesterday morning, it was time. My wife had made mention that I don't upkeep my beard well, and so when it gets long, it just gets a little hairy.
You don't manscape?
Pun intended. Yeah, right. Pun intended. So I shave it that yesterday morning, and my youngest son Brody comes in, pushes the door open.
Brody's
Is
not
that-
your youngest.
Well, youngest that can like talk. Brody, my middle child, sorry,
There you go.
walks in on
My
me
favorite.
and says, "Yeah," it says, "Hey, Daddy, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, hold on, I'm shaving my beard." Well, Grayson comes around the corner and goes, "Oh, Dad." And I was like, "What? What's wrong?" He's like, "You shaved your beard." And I was like, "Yeah. Well, what's wrong with me shaving? You don't like me shaving my beard?" And he goes, "I don't like it. People are gonna make fun of you."
Did you say, well, people already make fun of me, so it don't matter?
I don't know. I
Savage.
actually, I don't think I said anything because I was just taken aback that my son like is that far along mentally and like brain wise that he understands that when I do something different that I could get made fun of. And I was like, that's terrible. How does he
You're
know
gonna
this?
get
Like, what's
bullied,
going-
Dad.
You know that's like coming from his heart. It's not like
Exactly.
any motives or razzing. You know that's
Right.
like a pure like from the
Yes.
heart to the brain to the
the
mouth.
childlike
Yeah.
faith right there, just
Oh,
like
he's
Dad.
been watching too much CNN.
Yeah, right. He's like, Dad, I don't know if you know this, but if you go on the news channel, you're just getting made fun of. So yeah, it was great. And my wife actually made a little Instagram post about it last night. And we actually, when she was typing it out, we were just busting up laughing. And that's just who he is. He's just straight to the point. He's very analytical and but he loves people. And
Oh, man, yeah.
it's
Awesome.
wonderful. So yes, anyways, there's my my life in a nutshell.
Dude, it makes my heart happy.
Yeah, it's great.
Another
dude.
reason I'm looking forward to spring is just having your family out more often.
Yeah, no,
Those
they're
Thursday Fridays are
they're already we're as parents we are also looking forward to
Yeah.
that because they can run around and not
There you go.
destroy my home.
and have my son take him on golf cart rides, and
Mhm.
you get a little reprieve.
Yeah, they talk about Gabe all the time. Gabe
yeah.
is Lee's son. For those that don't know, he's what 13 now,
Yeah, he'll be 14 here.
14 soon. Yeah, so they're best buddies. Gabe and my
Mhm.
kids, and so they hop on golf courts when they're here when we're doing family fun nights, and
Yeah.
they just go for sometimes 20 30 minutes 40 minutes at a time, and they're just out there roaming around the golf looking for golf balls and
Right.
picking up a stick, whatever it might be,
Snapping turtles.
snapping turtles. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they just enjoy time together. They
That's
talk
awesome.
about Gabe all the time. So yeah, they're looking forward to meeting him again.
Nice.
Oh, man.
So Widzy said
Widzy.
need to get a Manscaper as a sponsorship.
So,
You
so
probably already did.
get this. I
Oh,
just turned that down.
Ah.
Literally
outside the bubble.
2 days ago, I got an email from a company saying, "Hey, we'd be interested in having Manscaped is interested in your content."
Is that what
etc."
it's called, Manscaped?
Manscaped? Yeah. Have you ever seen those? You never.
It makes me feel weird when they say it.
So there's a brand called Manscaped.
Wonder if they would sponsor our podcast.
They would.
I mean, for
They-
all 66 people that are watching.
probably.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So they're just not, in my opinion, the correct sponsor for our family friendly style content. So
Yeah.
nothing
Agreed.
against them
I
and
think
what
you
they
made
do,
a good
but
call. Nothing
yeah.
against them, but yeah.
yeah, just not something I think that we need to promote to 12 and 13-year-olds.
What,
Yeah.
good hygiene?
Yeah, we'll stay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, moving on, guys. Come
Oh
on.
man, this guy.
Sorry, I rabbit trailed you there.
No, you're okay. No,
Oh.
it's all good. But I think that this is a good connection point to talk about coming up here in April. We're going to be having our open house,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? Where it's going to be opening. It's an opening of the park, right, for
Yeah.
people to come and hang out. It's open year round, but like it's really tough to do things when there's 12 inches of snow on the ground.
Once the time change hits and in April, when, right around when the leaves start coming on the trees, that's when this place comes back to life. And there's kind of a schedule established. And the starting point of that is the open house.
Mhm.
And what dates are those, Lee?
I think it's the 29th of April.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I'll have to look.
So
I'll look right now.
It's the last
Friday,
weekend.
29, 30th,
Yeah.
and 29, 30th, and the 1st
Yeah.
of April into May.
So please come in. I think we're still going to be doing the swap meet. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, so the open house is going to be. We'll have open for vendors.
Mhm.
We'll have a clearance section for our all of our stuff. We want to kind of move on out up at Pilot Institute, and then anybody else that wants
We
to.
can auction off the A10.
I think that should be like a
Yeah.
Wings Over Edgewater auction.
That'd be fun.
Either way,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I just
And that, by the way, is a month later. So yeah,
Mhm.
I would love to see, because swap meets are so much fun.
Mhm.
See if we can, now that we know how much in advance this is going to be,
Mhm.
see if we can get a big interest of people, because it's so much fun to see people bring planes from their basement that they're never going to fly again. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's tables set up everywhere, and that's just a really fun activity, because you
Yeah.
one person's trash is another person's treasure.
That's a
And
true
as
As
statement.
long as it doesn't become your treasure, and then it
I'm-
becomes our trash.
I'm guilty.
Josh is no longer allowed to
I
buy any
have-
more planes.
I think he bought a remote control car last year.
I love it. That's
When-
Keith's car.
When did the last time you used
I
it?
haven't rode it or driven it in 4 months.
But he
So-
could.
But I could if I wanted to.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you drive
Yeah.
it. Where's it
Oh.
at?
You want to know
I know
why?
exactly. It's right under the window.
You want to
I
know
exactly where it
you want to
is.
know why that is? It's because he's making
Nano
nanofricins for days, bro, or a giant 20-foot
That's
B-17.
fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So what's funny? I got a treasure at a swap meet. If anyone goes back in time, there's a plane called the Roadrunner.
Okay.
I don't know if you
Hmm.
ever remember that episode or not, but
I do.
we went to the Toledo Weak Signal show, and they have upstairs. They have this big swap meet,
Mhm.
and for $85, I got an 8-foot wingspan Roadrunner, which was, I think, a really iconic plane, like early to late 80s.
Okay.
It was along the lines of like the Sticks and all that stuff. It was like a variant of that, and it had a beautiful G33 Quadra 33, something like that. A nice big gasser motor on the front. We bought this for $85. We took it home, cleaned up the motor, and we had it flying in like 3 hours.
Dang.
And to this day, I still have that. That was one thing that's like, okay, I'm claiming this. This is mine.
Where's
but
it at?
It's at my house.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, I didn't bring it in here, but now that you mention it, maybe I should.
No.
Mm.
Where are you gonna put it? Your office?
Yeah, in my storage locker.
Your storage locker.
So, but no, there's a lot of really great finds you can get there. So I think that'd be fun to see if we can maybe get a
So
swap meet.
yeah,
presence.
no, a swap meet that'd be great. And also, to mention the Toledo Weak Signal scenario, I've
Yeah.
actually been talking to a guy named Henry Rauhaus. Him and a couple buddies actually are kind of revamping that event. It kind of went away, and then it kind of came back, and
Mm-hmm.
it's essentially a giant swap meet, and they're looking to do a fun fly this year,
nice.
which is going to be really cool. So as we get more information on that, I think that'd be something good for the Toledo area for people to go and check out, and then they can bring other things that they bring it down to our place and have a good time. So I think it's
What's
gonna.
the dates for this?
I
Yeah.
think that is the first weekend in April. So like the
Okay.
April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, or
Probably
something
the
like
same
that.
time we're gonna be doing our whoops.
Whoop-de-whoop times,
Mhm.
something like that. So, but yeah, they rent out like this huge venue. It's like
Mhm.
75,000 square feet. You know what I mean? And a lot of good people coming in. What he wants to do is he wants to get education involved.
Nice.
So could be a possibility to maybe you see some flight test STEM stuff there. You never know. We'll see. Let's see how it goes.
Love
There
it.
he goes. Hey, Jeremiah McKinley. He said, "What about having a swap meet section at Flight Fest?" I think that goes on already.
It does.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
in the camping area and everything. And Jeremiah, that was the young man that we met at the Kent State thing, the fly-in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Hi, Jeremiah.
yeah, he was interested in doing a maybe possibly coming down and doing an internship or something.
Love it.
So
Nice.
yeah, I will be getting in touch with you, Jeremiah. Just chill out. But
Very cool.
yeah, swap meet's a good idea, but I don't think there really needs to be a section at Flight Fest. There's
That already happens organically.
it
Yeah.
does it does
Well,
throughout.
Easy way to say is if don't show up at Flight Fest, plan on setting up a trailer to do a swap meet. That's called being a vendor.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
if you come out to the event and you're like, I got 4 airplanes I don't want anymore, and you're
Mhm.
camping there, then yeah, set them up and sell
Right.
them, and,
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
that happens all the time. But
If they set up a trailer and start doing that, then
the
the
Lee hammer comes down.
the police will come. And I actually had to do that last year.
Really?
Yeah, there was an older guy that was trying. He was with I can't remember it now. But anyways, he had all his planes and everything set up in the camping area.
So he's vending.
He was 100%.
Yeah.
And I asked him,
They do just
not do that.
come down in the other area, spend a little bit of money, and get the proper exposure.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. And on that note, flightfest.com, you can check that stuff out. That's all live.
yeah.
Early bird special pricing obviously is happening now
Mhm.
until like May 1st, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
And so you can get your camping spots, you can get your passes, you can get all the things, vendor spot, exhibitor spot, etc. On top of that, if you're going to be going to the event this year and you're looking to get an RV, we have our good friends over at it used to be Neff Bros RV, but currently it is now
Road
changed
Adventures.
to Road Adventures by Mark Wahlberg.
They're giving a
Um,
lot of sponsorship out there. They're
so-
not even sponsoring us.
No, but they've been a partner for us in the past.
Yeah.
So it's something we do every year. They're a great group of people. Angela's awesome. So just keep your eye out for we always do some type of special with them at some point in time before the event. So keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna be a cool thing. We're looking to partner with them a little bit further to take that to the next level. So
That relationship has a backstory that is hysterical, and how Angela and I became good friends.
I actually have not heard that.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, we remember how when the weather would get really bad and there's no way we're going to get content because we had like polar vortex after polar vortex.
Yes.
It was like, okay, we got to go south. And it was, I
Mhm.
think we had 2 days notice, when we were going to leave. Well, I picked up and I was like, okay, where do I call? Came across Neff Bros RV
Mhm.
and called. Sure enough, talked to Angela. They were a fairly new company, I believe, at the time. And I was like, I need an RV like in 2 days. And she's like, that doesn't typically work that way. But, okay. And I told her what we wanted to do. And she's like, that sounds really special. And that friendship came, first of all, she delivered big time.
Yeah.
She forgave me for my lack of organization. And
Was
then-
that was our first road trip down
I think
south?
it was because you were like our pilot in command, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that was a laid out RV she gave
Oh my
us.
gosh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And she set it up so nice because it
Yep.
was all of us packed in an RV. My poor wife. I mean, God bless her. Just imagine a bunch of just crazy feral dudes driving with toy airplanes everywhere, and she's trying to keep us fed and alive and organized and focused and stuff. But
Yeah.
it was really cool. We kept driving south until we beat like the polar vortex,
Mhm.
and then we met up with
Crafty Dan?
Josh
Crafty
Finn,
Dan.
and then we became friends with, was it Bruce
Allen.
Allen?
I
Yeah,
think,
and then stayed at his house for a day or two.
Yeah.
But
Man.
but from that point on, it was like, okay, Neff Bros is the only place I'm ever going to go to, and,
Yeah.
and they just been phenomenal to deal with. Their RVs are always beautiful, and they're just really cool people.
Yeah, quality
So,
company, quality service. I mean,
Yeah.
just all those things that you would expect from. And the cool thing, I think, the main point there is that, like, when you talk about service, is that like they started as a small company,
Yeah.
fan-based company. So like that's how you grow those kinds of businesses. So like as they grow, they know that they go back to their roots. Like, we're not going to forget this,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
that's, I mean, Baloo just even said here, I love the Neff Bros team. Baloo's the man. Miss you, buddy. Hopefully see you sometime in the near
Yeah.
future, man. But yeah, that's the quality service, and that's gonna trump most things every time. So
Mhm.
that gets you through the door, and then you stay and you enjoy the time.
Well, I wonder how big their fleet's going to be, because I think when people rent the RVs and go to Flight Fest, it's like the next year, it's just an automatic thing.
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I want it next year, and I'm excited, but just from the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
The way they've grown, kept to their roots, but also no wonder. I mean, the fact that they're now Road Adventures by Mark Wahlberg.
Mhm.
Um,
It says a lot about
he
the
doesn't
brand.
throw his name on things easily.
Right.
you know,
No,
so-
and they said that he's pretty active in the
in
business cooperation. So just cool to see them growing, and we wish them obviously the best. And we're looking to partner with them a little bit further here in the near future, both here and abroad.
All that being said, Flight Fest is around the corner.
Yes.
So definitely, if you're planning on renting an RV, consider them first, but get in early too.
Yeah, for
That'll
sure.
be really important.
They sell out fast, I hear. You know what I'm saying? It's
Very
crazy.
good.
So yeah, Flight Fest gonna be awesome. All the stuff here at the events we got. We got like 4 or
Yeah.
5 events here this year,
Mhm.
and so I think those are gonna be great. I also am looking forward to just like we talked about earlier, the family nights on Thursdays and Fridays where people come and fly.
Yeah.
Bringing my kids out, obviously, but it's also just it's actually fun because like we don't just always fly during the week. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it gives us a time to just like stop, right?
Right.
Not work
Yeah.
and fly.
Reconnect
And
with
hang.
reconnect with the why. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Exactly.
that's the biggest thing. And by the way, if you guys are planning to come out on a Thursday or Friday night, edgewaterairpark.com is where you'll find the calendar.
Yes.
And that's where, you know, all the events that are going to be here, but also those Thursday and Friday nights with training and everything. And if you're a newbie and you're getting in the hobby and the weather's nice on Thursday, that is the day to come and learn. Fridays are kind of hit and miss based on either weather or what we're planning. But what I'd like to do is put a little bit more organization where maybe it's not every single Friday, but the Fridays that are there are really well thought out. Either
Yeah.
bonfire in the evening, a movie under the stars, something,
Yeah.
something to really focus around and stuff for the whole family, not just
Right.
around aviation.
Right. Exactly.
So, I
Well,
love
on that note, you asked me to get these pictures up earlier, and they're here. And these are the B-17 pictures that you were mentioning earlier.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can do this.
See if this works.
This is before the nacelles were put on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can everybody see that? So there's that.
Well, yeah, the people that are the people that are here right now can see.
That's the frontal view
Oh, wow,
there.
we're up to 86 people.
Look at that.
Thank you guys.
As you can see, that takes up the entire space.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
The entire space.
Poor Wes, he couldn't move his chair one way or the other without
Yes.
hitting the wingtip. It was fun.
It was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was kind of insane. So yeah, as we were standing out there, once those wings got on the tail and all that kind of stuff, it kind of blows your mind at like the fuselage was big,
Mhm.
the Megala C was big, yada yada yada. But these things, they're like giants.
Yeah.
Like you can't unless you stand next to them. Like this picture doesn't do it justice. Like it just doesn't. It's unbelievable, and it blows my mind every time I come out of my office. I look out my office window and like, oh, there's a wing, there's a fuselage. Oh, there's wings and fuselage together. Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Yeah.
That happened also with the whoop course.
Yeah.
The what do they call that thing?
The pods.
The
or
pod racer. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like I'm looking out. Oh, it's small, boom, and then it's there. It's kind of creepy. It's
Yeah.
kind of how that goes. It's really cool.
It is just so much fun.
It's
And,
amazing.
and I'm loving the transformation of it too. I'm getting to live on these bigger projects longer, enable us to just kind of go a little bit bigger, but also to really show every spot. If we could make this a success at the end, what I would want people to learn is, yes, they did a huge project. Maybe we're not going to build a B-17 that's 20 feet, but they learned about hot wire cutting. They learned about 3D printing. They learned
Right.
about X, Y, and Z. Not just watching us do it, but they were empowered to do it. So there's
Right.
just so many little tips in there, especially with David communicating it,
Mhm.
that really make it nice, for that. So I'm also looking forward to the spring with having people out, because with this new format, we can actually showcase those Thursday nights. We can
Right.
showcase those
Right.
moments that we don't get to share that easily. And I want people to see that as a pattern. So when they start an FTCA flight group,
Mhm.
they can really emulate that.
Yeah.
Yes. And the B-17 is coming along. We got, like I said, nacelles. We're testing motors. We're going to be testing props. We got, other things to test. It's going to be,
Yeah. We got that Scorpion motor in.
yeah. Oh, it's so big. That thing is
Massive.
hefty.
It's an angry can.
It is. What did Dave call it? That they call them
Beer can motors.
the beer can.
It's more like a soup can motor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
big,
for
the little
sure.
Campbell's soup
Like-
to go.
Yeah.
Like that's how big it is.
So we were doing the math, and if everything with the weight turns out on us, we don't need 4 of those motors. We need only 2 of them.
Really?
And with 2 of them, we darn near be able to go vertical.
So what are you gonna do with 4?
So part of me is kind of debating on whether we just put like a almost like a freewheeling motor out there, because do we really need? Well, we'll do the thrust test and find out. But a
Mhm.
lot of these
Yeah.
big B-17s, all 4 motors are turning, but the outer ones are just kind of along for the ride, just chilling.
Gotcha.
So they give
Correct.
give you the look, but they don't need to give the power. What that does is save a ton of weight,
Right.
a ton of expense, less, I guess, danger.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to have to, we are going to need to do the smoke systems on all 4 motors. So there'll be some tech in there
Yeah, it's
So it'll
gonna
be
be
fun.
Smoke systems.
keep.
for the laser tag.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled because March, April, it's
Yeah.
gonna start getting hefty.
Yeah.
It's
And we'll-
almost March.
and a
Next
little-
week is March.
Sorry, yeah. So March
Yeah.
going into April
Yeah.
and even in May, it's gonna
Yeah.
get hefty.
So
Right.
I was talking to Noah about the schedule of the B-17 and this whole laser tag experience.
Yeah.
He wants to have that main episode shot while we're doing Wings Over Edgewater. I think I shared that with you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that'll be, if you guys want to see the the whole thing go down, that'll be the event to come to. So open house in April.
Yeah, that's 3 months. I mean, that's still.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna make
Oh,
it, no problem.
plenty of time.
Yeah, but the neat thing is like just because the main part of the B17 is done, now yes, we're gonna be doing finishing and stuff like that, but we'll be able to start focusing on the new laser tag system that has pyro built into it.
Oh wow.
We'll be able to, and Mateo did a great job with that. We'll share more about that. We'll be able to start building those sub assemblies and things like that.
Mhm.
And then also as the weather gets, better, we'll be able to shift around.
And we'll also be able to fly like things that we're making here at the shop,
Yeah.
things that in the industry, things from different partners, this, that, and the other. We'll be able to mess around with other bits and pieces that go on in the other side of the daily life that, normally we would never ever show, which is a great thing.
We have not been able to fly much. The weather's just
Man,
been terrible.
No.
It's really been really
So,
bad. Not
yeah.
only bad, but it's just been like fairly bitter cold.
Yeah. No,
Like
Lee, I think you've been the one this last week that's flown the most.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Which is awesome.
Well,
How many batteries you burned yesterday?
yeah. Here, I didn't get any in yesterday. Here
Oh, were you at home?
at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at home.
That guy
chasing-
right there,
No.
Oh.
I was inside. I didn't know this. That was 2 days ago. I got this guy out.
Okay.
the gremlin.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But
I'll get him
you got
out
a
later.
whoop though.
I
You got whooped up.
I got a whoop that Josh gave me. I'm still looking forward to the stem whoop coming in.
Yes.
Oh, it's
No.
great.
But yeah, he's been the high flyer these days, to say the least.
Mhm. If you call it that. I don't know. No, I think Wes has been flying a lot because he's getting ready for the
Dayton.
Yeah, the Dayton race this weekend.
Yeah, there's a tiny whoop race down at the Dayton Air Museum. Actually,
Yeah.
Jesse Perkins is actually in Ohio
Is
now,
he?
or will be by
Yeah.
the time that this podcast probably finishes up.
And Wesley's going to be heading down there too.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
it's gonna be. We'll have some representation down there, and so if you're down in the Dayton area and you want to go look and watch some cool flying, that's gonna be pretty
He
cool.
showed me a preview of the course. I guess they're flying through 2 different aircraft. I think it's
Yeah.
through the Galaxy, C5 Galaxy,
That might
Is that
be
right?
it. Yep.
and then through the around the F-82. So
Sick.
I'm trying to see what Ben Harbour is saying about aerospace.
Oh, he's saying that you need 4 motors. If you don't, you'll regret not having them. Basically.
Oh.
We'll find
The
out.
weight never turns out in your favor.
Yeah.
He is right about that.
Real world drag can bite you.
So I had to get underneath and lift up the whole entire airplane as it sits. And right now, 2 monster motors would fly that. We were calculating it's maybe 25 pounds,
Really?
all up airframe. And if we just put monster motors on it as it sits right now, it's plenty strong.
What about all the 3D printed parts and stuff like that?
Yeah, that'll definitely
And
add
the
some weight.
fiberglass?
Fiberglass?
Yeah, fiberglass won't add a tremendous amount.
Are
but
we
it's-
fiberglassing it or?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we're going to go over it with either the half ounce or 3/4 ounce
Okay.
glass, and then it'll
What's
just be
your-
a single layer.
What's your thought all up weight before electronics? Do you think this thing's gonna be?
60 to 80 pounds.
Okay.
Oh, with electronics ready to
No,
fly?
without
Oh,
electronics. Just the airframe and the 3D printed parts.
Probably
after it's fiberglass.
Yeah, probably airframe without electronics.
Yeah, without electronics.
Under 50.
Okay.
I think when we start putting the motors on and the batteries and
Sweet.
and
What
Three
size
tracks.
batteries are you using?
12S, I think we're going for 12S 10,000s.
Wow. Ain't that the same thing that was on the,
The Meglacy?
yeah.
Yeah, the Meglacy had, yeah. And the funny thing about that, though, that had a 12S 10,000 for each motor, and we were running those motors so efficiently. I think we can fly that almost like 18 minutes. So when
That's
you, when
so
you come
long.
out to Flight Fest or any of these other events, we are definitely gonna be pulling out these big birds and having fun. I mean,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
dude, imagine like a family night when we'll be able to just pull these guys out and drop candy and
A little
do their fun
warbird
things.
gaggle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Drop a
Telling
flirkin
you.
or two.
I'm telling you.
Dropping flirkins.
It's gonna be fun.
And we'll drop the flirkin. It'll be a glider. And whoever gets it closest to the bullseye wins the
Call
play.
it-
Or it could be a rocket propelled
Ooh, I
flirkin.
like that. A glurkin.
A glurkin.
Oh, I like that line. That's
Where-
awesome.
the Meglacy?
Oh, you okay?
I'm okay.
Something fell
Oh,
down.
just a garbage can.
It's just your
Where's the Meglacy? The Meglacy is in the Pilot Institute hangar.
Yes.
Back
Yeah.
behind us.
So
About
Way
200
back.
yards.
it is literally a hangar.
Yep.
The B-17 will be living there too, and I love the way it's turned out. When we're done in March with this main area and we have our whoop race, our energy for finishing will be turned towards the Pilot Institute hangar. That's,
Yes.
We'll be putting our paint shop in there. We'll be getting our woodworking tools in there. The mezzanine, the upper mezzanine, is already a place
Oh man.
Oh,
that
that's
is just
awesome.
so peaceful.
We actually have plans to maybe do some podcasting up there as well.
Yeah,
Possibly.
all we need is electricity and Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So we
We
will
can do that.
we can do that, and we can use our EcoFlows for at least the time being.
I like
What about Wi-Fi? What do we do for that?
that. Robert. We do a Robert.
We do we do a one of those jetpacks or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if that's possible.
I don't have any idea.
We'll have to check that out.
A really long cord.
Yeah.
Are you going to paint the B-17? 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Matter of fact, we got to get the paint room built before we paint it.
Oh, right. That's right.
But we got the metal for the paint room. It's all
Yes.
there. So we
Yes.
just got to get the room built.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, we'll have a 24 by 12 room that's all made specifically for glassing, painting, etc. So that'll
Yes.
be really cool.
We used to use the cartborn or underneath the overhang here, which just didn't work well because wind, rain, whatever you want to call it, dirt. Yeah.
I'm blown away. Like all the times you had tons of golfers. This is how patient our golfers are because there's a parking lot full, and we try to obviously make sure the wind wasn't going in the right direction. But here's just imagine a couple knuckleheads with a rattle can spray paints just spraying these big airplanes, and there's the cars, around it.
Yeah, right.
But no, we never painted the car, thank goodness. But sure did, feel like we were going to.
Yes,
That we know of.
Yeah, right.
That we know of.
I like how Ben Harris. Are we taking bets on how many cans that bird will take to cover?
We're gonna go old school on this thing. I don't like rattle cans. First of all, my background is an auto body. I want a gravity fed HVLP gun.
Yeah,
and I want to go to town.
Dude, that's gonna be sick.
We should start looking to find a professional airbrush artist to do the weathering. I wish who's the gentleman that does the most beautiful work airbrushing with John's airplanes. Have you ever seen that? He's doing a P-47, like a top flight P-47 right now.
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh my golly!
Not a local guy here.
No, he's out of the country, or else I'd be calling him up to do it. But he is just an artist with airbrush.
Okay.
So, but it's going to be fiberglass, and then we're probably going to do olive drab. I think you're looking to find who we're going to partner with for the scheme, right?
For the
B-17.
I have not been told this.
Oh yeah, guess what you're doing? There's so many great B-17s. I don't think we're going to do silver though, because I think glassing and the silver paint over glass, we'll have to really do a different treatment.
Right. So you're looking at olive drab.
Thinking it's going to be olive drab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's legit.
Yeah.
I do like an olive drab airplane.
A Memphis bill would be pretty cool. Yeah. Adam Rain. I said that on purpose, Adam. So I don't know if you guys know this, but
yes,
Adam got us a ride in Memphis Belle, and it was probably one of the most life-changing experiences to sit up in that greenhouse where the bombardier would sit and realize that was 20-year-old kids
right,
going to war, getting shot at, having to focus in on a target, and just going to each gunner station and just around that plane. It's humbling. It's absolutely humbling, mentally what they had to prepare themselves for, but also flying in an amazing machine, just what it was capable of all the way back then. And
it's crazy.
And also how crude it was.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
On top of that, the Adam Drain was kind enough to send, which I think is going to arrive today, he said, but a real piece of the B-17s that he's worked on. We're going to actually have something from a real B-17 live on our
small B-17.
Small B-17. So a little piece of historical value there. And just to keep in mind where the B-17 came from, the history of it all. I think it's just going to be a really cool talking point that people are going to really enjoy. So
truly
thanks, Adam.
Plane. Yeah, thank you.
It's in your mailbox, it says. Sweet. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Love it. Love it.
That's how we roll here in the Shire.
What an amazing busy week.
It's been a busy week,
Yeah.
and it's going to continue to be busy. And then, before we know it, March 1st is going to be here, and we're going to rush through that. Is like it's been crazy. This first quarter has gone by unbelievably fast.
Well, during your birthday dinner, we were talking about all the events, and that just got me so excited just about bringing people back out here.
Yeah, it's getting the nice weather out here and enjoying time together as family and friends. It's going to be an epic 2022, to say the least. Oh, look who it is.
Hey, Miss Haley,
how are you, Miss Haley?
Hey, you want to come in and say hi? Come here.
This is Haley.
Yep.
The eldest daughter of the Kackners.
Yep, and also my daughter-in-law.
Yes, Noah's bride.
Yeah. You going to stick around for a few minutes?
No, that's there filming.
Oh, is he?
Is it?
He'll be proud of us because I picked up the camera and took initiative.
Yes.
Yeah, tell him that.
Josh, I
Yeah.
vouch for this.
David already told him.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. He did a great job.
Love it.
Nice.
Absolutely
Nice.
love it.
Yeah, Haley's down in manufacturing now, so down with
It's
with your wife.
with Jan.
again, what a blessing to have the team that we have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a joke around here that we have a lot of family working in flight test. And when I say family, I'm talking about this guy to my right. Even though we don't share the last name, he's definitely family. But
Truth.
the amount of people we have that are related or connected through vision or whatnot. What is it? Is my wife making fun of me?
No. Look at Baloo. Did she know what she was getting into?
No, we kept that from her. Yeah.
Boom.
What's that called? Shanghai or what when you
been bamboozled.
bamboozled?
Bamboozled.
But we have right now. There's a 700 or 7,000 plane order from Power Up that they're working around the clock
Yes,
on.
7,000
And,
plus. Yeah.
7,000 airplanes that they're working on. We have Jason, the laser master, and when Bill retired, his dad, Jason's dad, stepped right into place, and Jason's dad's been retired.
Yeah.
And we hired him immediately, and they're just like, I see where he gets it.
Yeah.
Their passion for all things laser cut and airplanes is evident in multiple generations. And then you have Haley, and then Jennifer, and then you have Mitchell, who's been with us for 7 years.
Right
7, 8
right
years.
after or right before I
Right.
got
Yeah.
hired.
It's
Which and Mitchell is the CEO's son.
Kevin Gray's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I still remember the first time I got to fly with Mitchell. It was, I believe it was a Spitfire he built, and we flew in the back and we buddy boxed him. And it was just such a special memory. If I would have known then that he would actually then choose to work for Flight Test, it's just humbling. It really is humbling. And I love him to pieces. But we just got a great team, both at HQ here and in manufacturing.
Yep.
The things that we do would just simply not be possible. David said something really cool. He's like, everybody is so uniquely skilled in one specific thing that no one else has. And I think that is just so true. And it goes down to manufacturing too. Like everyone carries just a beautiful nugget of talent, and it just fits right in. It's almost like it's a God thing.
Yeah, it is a God thing, but except for the misfit,
Yeah, the guy that doesn't fit in.
he doesn't fit in no matter what.
No. You keep things moving.
That's right.
Is that it?
Here's a
He
quick.
is my force of nature, and I love him for it.
That's right. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Michael Bayer, something like
Michael.
that. Can FTC help our club promote itself? Most of our members are 80 plus years old, and need some youngsters. Actually, I like that.
Great point.
Yeah, it's a great point. That, like, obviously, you know, with a lot of the clubs across the country, you know, they've been around for a long time. You know, it's kind of set up in a certain specific way. Yeah, the FTCA is here to bring, you know, life into not necessarily just clubs, but like groups, bringing groups together to fly together, to educate,
Mhm.
to innovate, and to enjoy
Yeah.
time together and connect over some flight. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, and he's asking here about how, I mean, if we can promote our members or whatever, help promote itself. I think that's the key is
Yeah.
the club or whatever it is has to have this moment where they need to identify, hey, we need help.
Right.
And then from there, that's where I think the FTCA can help because,
Exactly.
and it is doing exactly what you're saying.
And it's what we want to do too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's our whole mission. It's not to be an entity or a bureaucracy or promote that. It's to empower clubs and groups to be able to showcase their love for each other, but also love for the hobby,
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
and do it in an approachable way.
Yep.
So yeah, Michael, I think that's just wonderful. And again, a lot of people ask, like, is it an AMA club or an FTCA group? Well, guess what? It can be both. And it's up
Yes.
to you if you want to be both.
Mhm.
Our desire is simply to bring the programs that give you the ability to get the word out that you're there, give you ways to be able to teach people that's approachable and easy to do,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and to give you activities that bring people out as well.
Right, and to be able to be a you know, one of those FRIAs that allows for people to
Mhm.
fly, right? Those flight regulated fields
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
come down from the FAA
Mhm.
that only CBOs can use, right?
And you're
Make.
you're talking all in the future tense because
Right.
the FAA has not done any of that yet.
Correct, and
It's hard
that's
to
a
believe they'd be 4 years behind.
Oh yeah,
it's a future
amazing.
tense,
Yeah.
future
Right,
tense.
future
But
tense.
that, you know, we are trying to future proof things as we go along, and so
Mhm.
as we continue to make these flight fields all over the country,
Right.
take not even just creating them from scratch, but creating them through people who already have places to fly, whether that's a school, whether that's a group,
Yeah.
that's a club flight, whatever it may be, those different fields all across the country to
Well-
make those work through the FTCA, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just the FTCA. We're working on a partnership right now that's going to be really exciting.
Mhm.
That we'll be announcing
Yeah.
hopefully within the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's really it's really a grassroots thing that we're trying to do as quickly as possible.
Yeah. That way we can get more people. I actually might say people, more organizations involved with the FTCA. So it's not just the FTCA, because the FTCA alone can't do it.
It's a network
Right.
of clubs, a network of people, a network
Correct.
of businesses, a network of industry
Community members.
leaders,
Yeah.
community members. It's
Yeah.
all of it, you
Yeah.
know. And when we advocate, we want to advocate on behalf of all those entities. When we grow the hobby, we want to do it leveraging the skill sets of those different people too.
All right.
And
right.
it's really cool in a short amount of time, just the amount of great people, companies, entities coming out of the
Mhm.
woodworks to say, yeah, we believe in it. And they all understand like this is the beginning of something, you
Mhm.
know, but we're very passionate about it. Just fast forward 5 years, I cannot wait to see what this is.
Oh, it's
Well,
going to be
just 1
something.
year.
Yeah. It's come a long way in just
you're doing a great
a
job
year.
with it, man.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's not nothing I've done. I think that the community itself has done more.
Yeah.
I think of like Fred Provost. I mean, he is a huge ambassador,
Pioneer.
Mhm.
Oh man, for sure.
Well, that's the wonderful thing is we just get to be the conduit that talent and that passion comes through,
Right.
and serve that and help it where we can. So I love that.
Oh.
We get to bolster it, and we get to
Yeah.
to drive it as much as we can and help drive that forward, which is cool.
So we
Mhm.
don't want you all to be silent. We want you guys helping. So thank you.
Yeah, please, if you've got ideas, if you got thoughts, if you have opportunities that
Mhm.
you think the FTCA should be a part of or can hop on board with, send an email to support@flighttest.com, and we'll filter those through
Mhm.
the exact mailboxes that need to go to, and hopefully get you some answers,
Yeah.
and also update
Yeah.
on our end what happens when we get information down from the FAA itself.
And the best way in which you can support the FTCA is by joining it, obviously, either on the free membership or on the paid membership.
Right.
So, in one good thing, and the reason I highlighted the Johan.
Johan.
here,
Johan.
Somebody
yeah, it's late there, I'm sure.
super late.
But the reason I highlighted him is because the FTCA is not only for the
USA.
This USA, yeah. Right. This is we are starting to expand international, and for maybe it's not the FAA regulations, obviously, for other
Mhm.
countries,
Right.
but it's still the same hobby, and we're still
Same community.
same community. Yeah. So this is an exciting time.
Our community goes beyond borders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh, beyond
for sure.
borders.
And it all centers around a common need. You know, we
Right.
all have a common need to have a relationship and a friendship with each other. And guess what? Great things happen when you take time to build relationships.
Right.
Aviation is just one of the coolest tools I've ever come across to build those relationships.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And also mend relationships.
Oh,
it's
man.
crazy. I still remember the word shoulder time.
Oh, I love it.
And that's our end goal. And
Mhm.
everybody has a need to connect.
It's amazing what happens when you're
It does.
when you're standing, not looking at each other, and you're looking up in the air, and the
Mhm.
things in which you can talk about by not looking at each
Yeah.
other. You know,
Right,
the,
right.
the walls go down.
Oh yeah,
The
for
walls
sure.
totally go down.
sure.
And man, I remember just sitting as a young kid, just heartbroken, destroying my gentle lady for the umpteenth time. My dad sitting next to me, and it wasn't, well, son, you know what you did wrong was you depleted the amount of lift because you pitched up the nose, or you ran it into the tree for the fourth time. He's like, man, what do you think about that? And he's asking questions, and I'm
Mhm.
sharing with him. He's like, what happens when an airplane gets too slow is it stalls. And this is what a stall is. And when it stalls, the nose is going to go down. And you got this next time. Next time, just don't pull it up so hard. But you can do this. You can breathe encouragement. You can breathe in love. You can breathe in connection. Not by celebrating the victory, but engaging in the failures.
Yeah.
And I love this hobby for that, because guess what? Every week, if you're doing it right, you're having some form of a failure.
Right. Right.
And
right.
and I love that part. So that is a worldwide thing. And I love the fact that our community members like Johan, friends in Australia, even friends in Ukraine.
Mhm.
By the way, guys, our hearts and our prayers are with you
Oh, yeah.
for that. That just, I was watching when that whole thing went down last night, and it's just like, wow, we were just talking to that nice gentleman
Mhm.
that greeted us last week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But building connections, building relationships
Mhm.
can then become a catalyst to influence people and to love on them and to help them. And we just want to help that. So,
Oh, yeah,
and that's
for
a
sure.
worldwide thing. So
It is.
FTCA will be worldwide.
Yeah, and I think I've seen this question a couple times from different community members that
Oh,
are
look
part
at
of clubs. You know
Baloo
what I mean?
just said, "Can you?"
Yeah, you can join the FTCA if you are not from the US too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
absolutely.
worldwide. So
Nice.
Definitely go check out ftca.com.
Mhm.
You can enjoy all the information there.
Yep.
But yeah, in terms of what Michael Bear said, can a club itself join the FTCA? Not through like the membership tab.
No, because that's not what
It's not how it's set up.
right. That's not our objective. So our objective is the individual to then make up
Mhm.
groups, and then the groups influence the clubs.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily we want an FTCA club here where we're just flying the banner of FTCA. No, we want the people inside to be bought into what it is we're doing. So
Mm.
each individual person in that group can be FTCA members, and then they can make an FTCA group. And like Josh said earlier, you can have an FTCA group with inside of an AMA club. That's totally fine.
I don't know what the other acronyms are for Canada and all those other things, but
Yeah.
same thing goes with that too. We're
Correct.
not trying to make clubs. We're trying to make groups.
Yep.
Clubs can be something very volatile. They can be something very healthy.
Yeah.
But we're not in that game. We don't want to have to worry who's the president, who's the secretary, how do they do this, who's
No.
the contest director. All that gets you down in the mud. We want to say, do you need to learn how to teach people how to fly? Yes or no? You do? Awesome. Well, here's a really easy way to teach a 5-year-old how to fly. Or do
Boom.
you need to know a way to how to do a build night simply?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Here's how you do that. And just share it in an organized fashion. And that's where I think these groups are going to take off. And by the way, a group doesn't even need to be a flying club. An FTCA group could be a group that meets in the bottom of a church.
Right.
It could be a group of parents that just want to organize for their homeschooling, club and group, and
Yep.
Mhm.
and they want to do aviation as an activity or something.
Or even a school,
Or
right?
school.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So and that's I think the beauty of groups versus clubs is it doesn't carry that weight.
Right.
What we have here with Dave Jester and his Edgewater flight crew,
Yep.
that is I think a beautiful thing that we do want to model when you have a flying site, that there's a group of volunteers,
Mhm.
and that group of volunteers does not carry a title of president or secretary or something. They're the ones that serve the most, love the most, and fly the least.
Right.
And that's
Right.
exactly what this group is. It also carries over to the Flight Fest flight crew.
Mhm.
Those are the volunteers that spend their hard-earned money and spend a whole week making sure everyone else has fun.
Right.
And in the process, they have a great time. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
they do.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think that most of them even fly during
No.
Flight Fest. I mean, I'd have to ask Eddie on that bit, but
Yeah.
I didn't see too many of them.
No, they come out to serve, and
Mhm.
I think they come home with the biggest reward. But that is something I like to have modeled, because we used to have a saying at my little farm that we flew is the person that laughs the most and smiles the most is the winner of the group. It's not
Right,
the best
yeah.
pilot or the one with the most means with the biggest airplane. The airplane should not be what identifies you. The airplane should be your tool to engage. And don't get me wrong, we're building a 20-foot B-17. We love going big and crazy
Right.
and extreme.
Oh, yeah.
And
Right,
we
right,
want
right.
people to as well. But it's not who you are.
Yeah.
It's a tool. It's something that you can do. And,
People remember the crash more than they remember
do.
this big planes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
but
So
more
in
so
the
they-
memory.
they also remember who taught that person how to fly.
Hmm.
You could be the best pilot in the world for a year, and then next year there's another best pilot.
Yeah.
But if you're the pilot who engages a child or a parent or an individual and gives them the ability to fly themselves, you've just made a mark in that person's life. You've given them the starting point. That person is always going to be much more of a champion in that person's life than
Right.
than who is the top ranked pilot. Again, we want people to aspire to be the best they can. I think, pursue those God-given talents to the extreme and showcase that and celebrate it and feel pride in that. We just want to let people know that they have an opportunity to impact people, and they don't need to be the best of the best.
Right.
So
And Dustin kind of, I think, sums it up really well here. He said that clubs can kind of be exclusive at times, but groups should be continually growing.
Yeah.
And I look at like exclusive versus like inclusive,
Mhm.
right? And that's kind of the difference sometimes between a club and a group. Not saying that a club can't be inclusive, but
Right.
that's just one of
Yeah.
those things. And that's just part of it. We want to be inclusive. We want to be open. We want to be honest with everything, and kind of move forward with that.
Well, look at our friend Michael. He's saying, "Hey,
Mhm.
how can we advertise a club?" That
Right.
is a beautiful example of it. So
Right.
that just makes you made my day, Michael. I mean, the
Yeah, he
fact
just
that-
said,
that-
perfect. I will work on an FTCA group.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you see what he said a little bit further? I want to promote our club and feel it's a flight test friendly.
I love
Sadly,
a
a couple of the clubs in our area discourage FT.
Yeah.
They,
And-
they don't want you don't want to hang out with those people anyways. Hey, by the way, Keith Keller, happy birthday.
No.
Yes,
Is it Keith's birthday?
that's
too?
what David said.
Holy
Keith,
Yeah.
Keith right
guacamole.
here.
Yeah. Keith
Happy
Keller.
birthday, Keith.
Keith. Oh
We're-
my gosh.
We got triple birthday buddies.
So
You can't
backstory.
triple stamp a double stamp.
That's right.
Backstory on Keith here. I'm gonna love on him for a second.
Yeah.
That was last year, 2021. And Keith, you can chime in if I'm getting any of these details wrong. But there was a gentleman with a Simple Scout, and I was just coming in on a Saturday. It was early morning, and there's a gentleman with a Simple Scout. Now I nerd out over Simple Scouts. I love them.
Yes.
And he came
Great
out
plane.
there. Keith ended up being the first person I got to give training to that year.
Nice.
And then we started a routine where he was the first signature on the Simple Scout I had to train with. And Keith has gone from learning how to fly to helping others in just one season.
Yeah.
And that's
He's a
just
good
huge.
guy. Good
just an
guy.
exceptional individual, and love him to pieces.
High five to Keith.
High five.
He even
Keith.
dug us out of our driveway with a plow this winter. So
He's the man.
Oh man.
again, a great point of families helping families.
Yeah.
Kind of want to bring back to a lot of clubs discourage FT.
Mhm.
Don't give up on them. A lot of people have a misconception of what we do, and they look
Right.
at the materials we use, and it kind of rubs against the grain.
Mhm.
And I am kind of abrasive that way. Like we go right there, where we're having so much fun with $3 of foam, and it's imagine the person that put $400, $500, $1,000, and has that identity wrapped up in that aircraft. It's
Right.
hard to break that.
Yeah.
Oh
for sure.
yeah.
But the way you can do that is by simply having as much fun as possible, helping as much, keeping a positive attitude. You will win them over,
Oh yeah.
and they will see it, and they will see eventually that it's not just about a bunch of crazy people building and crashing planes, but it's about how they use it, and they'll want to be part of that too. So,
Yeah.
you guys establishing FTCA groups and carrying that value system will win over this hobby. Where when people hear about groups and they hear about this, it won't carry that negativity anymore.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. I think we're going to have an immense amount of clubs that were once looked down on, adopting that, and then completely turning this hobby around.
For sure.
Because
for
so
sure.
many beautiful sites.
It's gonna be
you
great.
know.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome. Just say,
Well, hey guys.
oh, look at that
we were rambling.
Yep.
hour. They're here and gone.
Birthday boy, what do you have for us?
Well, for two things. One quick thing.
One.
Well, I have one. It's like 1 1/4.
Okay.
To all those people who have birthdays today, happy birthday,
Happy
everybody.
birthday.
There's
Glad to be a
thousands
part of
of
that
you.
with you. I know there's all over the world.
Right.
Probably not a ton that are listening.
Millions.
And then secondly, if you want to learn more
Mhm.
about the FTCA and how that kind of all goes down,
Mhm.
and if you can, how you can be a part of it, ftca.com.
Nope.
Sorry, no.
FTCA.flighttest.com.
Flighttest.com. I
Or
apologize.
hopeforthehobby.com.
Or hopeforthehobby.com.
Mhm.
Go to one of those websites, check out.
Which is the same website, just different
Yes.
address.
Yes, different address. Check it out. Learn more. And if you have any questions, please send an email to support@flighttest.com, and we will do our very best to make sure that we get you the information that you need. And we'll move forward together as a family and a community to continue to advocate for this hobby.
Right.
Boom.
Love it.
All right.
We are done.
We're
Done.
done.
Love
Thanks,
you
guys.